Hello there everyone, welcome to Roman Triumph. This is a survival, medieval-ish fantasy city builder. We're gonna take a quick look at this today. It's on the demo from Steam, so full game is not yet released. Something that's really cool is that this is produced by one person, if I'm not mistaken. We're gonna jump into a new game. I'm gonna take you through the early game and explain a little bit how the game works. At the moment there is 4 different difficulties, one easy mode, we have the normal mode which we will play on, and then you have 2 that has to do with how you will be attacked and whether or not you will be interacting with mythical creatures. I'll show you at the end of this episode as well what they mean with mythical creatures, because that's a little bit unique. But we're gonna play on normal right now, which means that we'll get everything, and it's kind of the expected game mode. You can see that these 2 are considered the normal game modes, or the main game modes, and then you have 2 alternative ones as well. And here we are in our first Roman Triumph game. Well, technically my second, but yeah. As our empire stretches its reach, I entrust you with the critical mission: venture north and establish a settlement on the frontier. Your duty is not only to build and lead, but to protect your citizens from the dangers that lurk beyond. Wild lands are home to more than wandering barbarians. Creatures of myth and legends like hydras and other beasts threaten the realm. So we're gonna see a few of these beasts a little bit later. Let's see if we can plonk down our castrum over here. Should be okay. You want to keep an eye where you have so when you select your castrum, you can see where you have different items. So you can see stone and iron right here. You don't want to build a castrum too close to stone and iron, because you don't want those resources to be close to your houses. That's what I've learned. You can also see that there is a typology map for things like how nourished your ground is. So where it's green, you will be able to have farms and stuff eventually. Something like that. That'll be good. And that's our castrum. So this is our headquarters. It provides us with some defense. It also cares about the migration control, gather settings, and so on. A lot of different options available in this game. The UI is a little bit cluttered. Everything is there that you need it. It just takes a little while to actually understand kind of what to do, I guess. So you can really like fine-tune things. You can decide like how many trees each worker need, and then you can also specify here how many workers are needed for the amount of work that you have, so to say. So you have a lot of control over almost everything in this game. Left-hand corner, you have the speed control. This is what controls how fast the game runs, of course. Simulation speed. We also have the difficulty, so that's what we selected before. You can see the current year and also what season it is. There is winters and things like that, where you actually eventually probably gonna need clothing and making sure that you have enough food during winter. You can see that wheat and cabbage farms produce less during winter. We also have religion. This is part of the kind of niche for this game, or the quirk that they have. So as you continue playing the game, gods will either notice you, or you will pay attention to them or give them attention by, for example, offering food. So if your population grows to a certain extent, gods will automatically be like, hey there, I can see you, you're making noise, give me stuff. And then you have to tend to the gods as well, otherwise they will give you negative aspects, but they can also give you good stuff. So that is pretty cool. You also have your happiness. This impacts mostly the production rate of things. So you can see right now we actually have a fairly low happiness, and our productivity is just 75% because of that. And it's also broken down so you can actually see exactly what is impacting that. right now. I think comfort is one of the bigger ones for us, and that is actually because of the housing. We have 0 beds, but we have 8 people, so every last one of them is dissatisfied because they haven't nowhere to live. If we continue to the actual resources, we have wood, stone, clay, bricks, food. Gold is collected through taxes, and then we have tools, weapons, clothes, as well as iron. Taxes is a researchable thing. So in the bottom right-hand corner, bottom left-hand corner here, we have the research tree. That's the first one on the list. And this actually looks pretty good for being a demo. I'm curious to see if they will add even more when the demo is, when it's past the demo, I guess I should say. But right now, I think they have a good mix of things, honestly. It seems like they are mostly focused on services and religion, which I think is the right thing to do. I think the game is going to survive on the religion system in particular. I think that's what makes this unique. Yeah, we have a few different tasks that we need to do here, so I'm just gonna get going with those. First off, we're gonna need some housing. The domus is the first initial easy house that we need. Road is too far away. Forgot I never built any roads. Yes, domus is the first initial easy housing that we're going to need. And we're just gonna plonk that down right here, is the plan. If I can actually push R instead of E, we can rotate these as well. And that should be pretty darn good. Let me gather some wood here. Telling us exactly how this works. So cut down all of the wood around here, and we can also make sure that we are cutting down all of the stone. And that is just boxes that you're dragging. And now we can see the actual workload that we have. So we can see we have a lot of wood gathering. So if we don't do anything with this wood, until we have 76 people in our home, they will all work with wood. Because everything new that you're building will be added to the bottom of the list right here. They're going through everything here as well. So yeah, what we actually would like to do then is to tell them that, hey, we don't actually want to have that many workers working for wood. I just want maybe 4 of them, something like that. And then we click this little button right here, and that will give us a limit to how many can actually work on wood. And right now it says 4, which I think is a pretty good spot. That's probably a decent idea of where we would like to be. So let's run the game. Let's see if they can build the houses. You gain population from the south every now and then, and it seems to be almost exclusively impacted by the amount of houses that you have. It's rare that you go significantly above the amount of houses that you have. It probably does happen, but it's not very common. Let's drag this out here, and we are going to build a hunter's hut. So food, hunters. We don't have the wood for that, so we're gonna have to wait a little bit. I think here is probably the best option then. Yeah, if we place it right there, then we will be fine. We'll be having other ways to make food as well. And now we can go in and we can actually see exactly what is being worked on at what point. So we wanna maybe focus on the builders for now. Something that this game does really interesting as well is buildings require a different amount of builders. So if we're looking at the housing, for example, our first housing setup needs 2 builders. You can see that on the bottom under construction. So it's 2 builders, and then it builds very quickly. If we're looking at the hospital, hospitus, I think that's what it's supposed to be. No, it's not. Hospitium, I guess. My Roman is a little bit rusty, not gonna lie. Anyway, with that one, we can see that we need 4 workers, and it takes medium time to actually produce it. So each building is very unique as well in what it needs to actually operate and also to be actually produced. Quite common to see different requirements to operate the building, but it's not very common that you see different requirements to actually build the building. That is less common, I would have to say. So I think we're gonna move over here to do all of the farming. We're gonna do the same right here. We're gonna take woodcutters and we're gonna get rid of all of this so we have something to build upon. Okay, so we now have our hunters out here, so they are out actually hunting stuff. We also have a lot of upgrades. We will get to that in a little bit. And now they want us to build a archer tower. So wood archers. I'm actually just gonna place that over here, I think. I think that is probably fine. Just build one right there. And then we could probably have one right here as well. Just for now. 2 of those. Let's build a stockpile as well. That's how you actually store items. So they are going to go right here. Something that you will see quite often in this game is the idea of a constant churn of workers. Some of these buildings will also have different upgrades. So of course this is just a home, but some of the production buildings will have upgrades for work safety, which will mean that you lose less workers working in that building, which is kind of interesting actually. That's definitely pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's try to get rid of the stone over here. That should be pretty darn good. We're gonna get a clay mine or clay pit onto here. Excuse me, why can I not? I can build there, okay. So we do that and then we'll get the brickworks. And I guess we could have some stockpiles right here as well then. And that should be the brickworks. We also need to build some farms. Unfortunately, they haven't actually gotten to start chopping this down. So we're gonna have a little bit of a limited amount of space here, but that should be okay. One thing that I wish they added was a way to actually prioritize getting this cut down instead of all of the other stuff. That does not look like it's a thing at the moment. And here we go, our first enemy attack incoming. Looks like we're gonna have 11 barbarians. They give a lot of this kind of fun information, to be honest. Like their height, their weight, the approximate health of them. I like information in games, and I think lately, especially indie games, has been really good with providing you with all the information that you might ever need, I feel like. Which is super nice. Looks like this is going to be a fairly easy defense, actually. They're gonna come through here, so if I just place a wall here, it will be almost impossible for them to get through there, I think. So if I go something like right here, we can then get a wooden wall that will go like that, and also one that goes something like this. And something that I really like with this is that it allows you to just kind of look at how the enemies are able to traverse all of this. So there's a slight reddish hint to the mountains there, you can see. That indicates that enemies are not able to go to that place. So we're gonna have you. I think 2 towers is probably fine here. I can't imagine we getting much more than that. It's just 11. It's the first raid and it's only 11 barbarians, so that should be perfectly fine. We're currently low on workers, so I'm actually gonna try to do something like this. Do that. Let's get more housing. So these are a bit nicer houses. So the normal houses gives you 4 comfort. These gives you 7. And they can also hold 10 people instead of 5. So hospitums are just kind of straight up just better. Probably tell them to focus on this. This is now priority 8. What if I show the list? Yeah, it's all of the walls and then the wooden archer. And this is what I mean. The amount of just details that you get in this game is actually brilliant. Like, that's really, really, really cool. So this just tells you the order in which they are intending to produce this. And you can just push it up and down the priority list however you want. So if we want to have them actually create the towers first, we can do that. So if we look right now, we'll see that both of the towers are in the top instead. And I'm always such a fanboy for anything where the gamers get to, or us as consumers get to actually control the game itself. I think that's really valuable. Eventually we will have things like armies and trade management as well. That doesn't look like it's something in the demo right now, but it's clear that they have an idea of it. I can imagine there being like archers on top of the walls, for example. So let's see if we can get an academy onto here as well. Academia. That can probably go right here, to be honest. No reason to not have used it over there. We also want to build a tavern. Tavern are giving our workers some extra bonuses. So if I get that down right here, that should be pretty darn good. And we also need hospitum, which we are currently producing. So everything is being worked on right now. So just to clarify, the academia here that we built, or that we are building, it is designed for you to be able to start doing research. The first requirement that you need for anything is that you need the academia. Next one I found is usually gold. So once you've gotten the academy, then it's usually a good idea to start going for taxes. That allows you to start actually collecting gold, which is very, very handy. And our towers are now up. How did I manage to get this so uneven? It's funny. Okay. As I guess symmetry is just a suggestion in Keanomy mode. And here comes our enemies. We should be able to see them up here. Yes. And interestingly enough, they are splitting up. This is our first attack. Let's move all of our archers to the very top. Looks like we're missing an archer in this tower. It's fine. And they are actually dealing damage to all our walls here. Luckily the first wave is kind of weak, so we'll be able to survive that. And as we're killing these, we're gaining gold as well. So for each character they drop a little bit of gold, sometimes they drop some weapons, all kinds of stuff. And that was the first wave. Pretty neat if you ask myself. How is this going? We still need a lot of builders, and they're violently building. First hospitus is hospitium. Wow, that's so hard to say. Hospitium is being built, which is very good. We have the tavern right here that will also start being built soon. We're gonna take a quick look at the research here before we jump into a game where I'm a little bit further ahead so I can show you some new stuff. Okay, so our Academy is just built here. In the demo we have 5 different categories of research. You're able to research all kinds of stuff within these 5 different categories. Of course, at the demo, then some of this stuff is going to be locked behind the fact that it's a demo, but on the full game you will of course have more access to things. We are going to go for what I would call taxes. All of the research is having a cost to them, and sometimes they also have a requirement. So if we're looking at this guy, for example, he has a cost of 30 food, and right now it says no requirement, but that's because I'm actually already reaching the requirements. So if I'm going here, you can see that one of the requirements is that the academies are already researching a technology. So you actually need to have a available academia, so you can't be researching multiple things for this to actually work out. So yeah, this will unlock the treasury for us. It will take 2.5 months. If you want to speed up research, you can always build more academies. That is increasing with 50% per academy. I think that's linear, but don't take my word for it. I've been loving this game. We played it on stream as well, and it's so much fun. And there is our tavern built as well, very soon, 97% done. Why is that a thing in video games? Every time when you build something in these sort of builder games, they always end at like 97 and go do something else. Like, what the hell? I don't know what that phenomenon is called, but it happens all the time, I feel like. So, now these guys are a little bit happier. The comfort is increased because they are actually having access to drinking. Everyone is more happy when there is a tavern around, you know? Talking about happy, we're gonna jump over to a little bit of a bigger city where I'm already having a interesting event waiting for us. So we're gonna jump over there. Okay, so welcome to a different city. It doesn't look much bigger, but it's almost, if not double the size of the previous one we were in. But most importantly, what I actually want to show here is we have some defenses, and most of these have some upgrades as well. And in 6 months, we're going to be attacked by something called a Draco. A fearsome Draco, the legendary Roman dragon, has been disturbed by noises from the industries and activities of your settlement. With his mighty wings and fiery breath, this dragon can lay waste to buildings and defend us alike. Its arrival heralds destruction, as it scorches the land and terrorizes your citizens. So, a 5-meter dragon is going to attack us. It's gonna come from over here. It can fly over all our walls, so that's not safe. I don't think there's anything that's safe. So we're currently researching iron mines for some reason, which is fun. I'm also working on some religious things here, so we're building a forum as well as working on a religious festival next. The reason for that is because we have 2 different gods that we need to please right now. Circe is one of them. She's very happy with us. We've given her a lot of stuff. She has her own temple, which is right here. It's just a small temple. The big ones are not available in the demo. And we also have Jupiter, who is not as happy with this. He thinks that he should have a temple as well. And he doesn't understand why we have been given Circe so much food and resources. And not him. He just wants more. And we'll just continue building defenses here. God knows we're gonna need them. God knows we're gonna need them. Okay, let's see if that... Maybe that'll be enough. Oh, I was gonna show this as well. So here we have one of the boons that we can get from the gods. So Circe has given us bountiful harvest because she likes us that much. So this gives us 25% faster wheat and cabbage farms, which is one of the benefits that you can get. Of course, there's going to be negative things as well. I still have not seen any of those. It's not that hard to keep the gods favorable, at least. Circe is content right now. Jupiter is not super happy, but we can easily fix that. So just by giving him food, he will be happier for a while again. And we can do the same for Circe's. So 251 wood right now. If I need to deal more damage, how the world do I do that? If I put you there, we'll put this guy right here. That will actually help with defenses otherwise as well. So I think that probably makes sense. And maybe one more tower right there. So my understanding is that the dragon is able to fly over anything, more or less. More or less anything that we throw at them. Wood gatherers now need 12 of them, which is completely okay. So we got ourselves another option to select a new boon. This time from Jupiter, we selected the accelerated advancement here. That will give us a little bit faster construct time, which is kind of exactly what we need right now to be able to get everything up and running before this comes to the dragon, trying to eat us alive. Throw a religious festival. How do you do that? That's this guy. So if we do a religious festival, we need gold for that. So we can't actually throw a festival right now. We'll be doing that eventually though. We'll be doing that eventually. I will fill this up with the extra farm there. Our forum is now done. You can also upgrade these as well. A lot of buildings do have upgrades. Not everyone, but majority of them I would say actually have some sort of upgrade. I wish there was an easy way to keep upgrades, because a lot of the times you have to click a lot of these. If you could just select like all of them maybe. But there isn't a good way to do that. And then just add it to everyone in the neighborhood. That would be very nice. Dragon is just about to come in here. We need to make sure that our archers are all stationed, which they are. And let's go have a look at what this archer or this dragon is going to do. Here it is. Okay. You can fly through mountains, which is kind of cool, I guess. Look at this guy. And there we go. We have engaged the creature. He doesn't actually have that much health. He's gonna be burning down a lot of our stuff, which I guess is fine. What exactly are you like destroying? You just want to destroy my hunter's hut now, huh? You bastard. Okay, I think we will be able to defend our first dragon attack here. This is really cool, by the way. What a fantastic experience. It's maybe not as flashy as I thought it would be, but it doesn't have to be. Oh, that's a tower destroyed. Don't want that. Look at him. That's gonna destroy our houses as well. We're not even using the like weakest archers right now. Luckily the wait. What happened? Where did he go? I think he just left. We didn't kill him, but he was just kind enough to leave, I guess. Very nice. Anticlimactic, but very nice. That means we don't have to rebuild that much. So he destroyed, what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4 buildings, I guess? Yeah. But it was the first dragons. I'm imagining we're gonna see more and more of those dragons. So, yeah. This has been Roman Triumph. Fantastic little game that's available on demo on Steam right now. There'll be a link in the description as well if you're interested. So please go take a look at the game. Make sure you wish list it if you are interested as well. I for sure is. This is right up my alley. Kinda gives me a combination of Banished with some Age of Empires feels to it a little bit. I like it. I like it. I hope you do too. Make sure you leave a comment down below. And of course, if you want to see more of this, leave a subscription. It's always helpful. I appreciate that. And I hope I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye, everyone.